Hi, it's Kipin Bates here, and today I thought I would talk a bit about ownership and transaction, which is something that I was thinking about 6 months ago when I came up with the idea, or rather solidified the idea, of having an armchair treasure hunt in my recent blockchain book, Move Over Brokers, Here Comes the Blockchain. And the idea behind the treasure hunt was that the private keys for the Bitcoin addresses would be hidden and encrypted in the body of the book, so that anybody who worked out what they were could claim the coins that are offered as a reward. Now, this involved thinking a bit about what ownership and what transactions are all about, and I think it was Jörg Molt who pointed out to me that there are more ways to transact bitcoins than it may seem at first. You have the creation of bitcoins by miners mining a block, and there's what's called the coin-based transaction, and you have your traditional transactions where you take your unspent coins that are associated with a Bitcoin address and you transfer them to another address, and that is actually an active transaction. But there is a third way that you can actually transfer bitcoins from one person to another, and that is by giving them the private keys. Now, I went and looked up some of the legal issues surrounding ownership and came across a very interesting point, which is the legal concept in common law anyway of the intentional abandonment of chattel. And chattel is a legal term that means possessions that are movable. And apparently these days chattel doesn't just mean furniture, and because we've advanced as a society it no longer means wives, so that's a good thing. It also now includes the virtual things such as financial instruments like bearer bonds, and even intellectual property, things that can be transferred from one person to another. And you see this in the patent world. You can abandon a patent application or a patent by not paying the maintenance fees, and then anybody can lay claim to that intellectual property, or rather anyone can use it in the case of patents. Nobody has an exclusive right anymore. And when you look at Bitcoin, you can do the same kind of thing. You can basically say, here is the private key to my Bitcoin address that has this balance. I'm making it public. I no longer want to own these. Anyone can claim them, and you'll find that they get snapped up pretty quickly if you do that. So in my armchair treasure hunt, and you'll find if you look on Amazon that there are scores of books that offer prizes for solving puzzles. It's a very popular pastime, and there's quite a sort of sub-genre for it and lots of fans. But in mine there is something unique compared to these other treasure hunts, which is that normally in these treasure hunts, when you solve the puzzle, you have to send a letter or an email to the author, and they then acknowledge that you've solved the problem, and if you're the first one to, they then send you the prize. And as a result, they have to have some rules normally that say what happens if two people solve the puzzle at the same time. Now, of course, when it comes to Bitcoin, I don't have that problem. It's the blockchain that decides who gets to claim the reward if they solve the puzzle. If two people solve the puzzle at exactly the same time, well, then it naturally follows that the first person to transfer out the value associated with the puzzle Bitcoin address is the one who can claim it. So I don't even need to write a set of rules, which is kind of handy. Anyway, there's just a bit of a conversation about treasure hunts and bitcoins, and hope you found it interesting. And do go and check out on Amazon my newly released book. It's only been out for a couple of days, and hope you find it interesting. See you in the next video soon. Bye for now.